Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris.
And I'm Robert.
And we just got back from an incredible, almost life-changing trip to Billund, Denmark, the home of the LEGO Group, where we not only got a chance to tour around Legoland Billund and check out the incredible LEGO house, but also work with a ton of LEGO designers to create our own official LEGO set.
Absolutely. This was a fantastic trip.
Oh yeah.
We had so much fun. And of course, us Duckbricks people, we filmed every second of it for you guys to watch.
Of course. And so, throughout this video, we'll be recapping our amazing trip to Denmark, talking about the process of making our set. No spoilers, of course. There's some details that we just can't talk about yet because you gotta wait and see to see exactly how the final set's gonna turn out. But of course, this was an amazing time. We cannot wait to share because not only did we just do this, we actually got a chance to see some of the special things to do in Billund that normally just as regular tourists, we would not have access to. So this was an insane trip. I cannot wait to tell you all about it, so let's start the vlog right now.
Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and in this video, we're taking a look at my Copenhagen trip, but not from 2024, from 2023. Yes, I found some footage from last year that I never published, and because I make sure I post a video every other day here on the channel, well, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at it now. So, let's roll the footage.
So it's past midnight right now. My flight literally leaves tomorrow early afternoon, so I basically have just a few hours left to sleep and then go to the airport. And oh my goodness, there's so much for me to prep. So basically, I've spent almost all of today rushing to print out posters to have folks sign over in Denmark. I just heard from the LEGO Masters coordinators that I'm actually getting the chance to meet Tommy Anderson, creator of LEGO Ninjago, which is something I'm still processing. I don't think it's gonna feel real to me until I actually meet him and shake his hand. So first of all, thank you to everyone over at LEGO Masters for arranging this. I'm also getting the chance to meet a ton of other LEGO folks. I think Simon Lucas is on the list, Justin Ramsden, so all these crazy legends in LEGO who I know so much from their work and I've seen videos on and I've seen them in interviews, but I've never would have imagined I would meet them in person. Of course, the night before the eventful trip, I had a ton of stuff to do, from printing out posters and associated material for folks I was meeting to sign, to actually mailing out some prizes for folks who had competed in and won in my LEGO Building Bionicle contests. This was an absolutely packed night, and I'm honestly still kind of surprised that I was able to get everything done. But let's flash forward to the next morning, right before the trip, where I'm about to head out. Okay, it's like 3 a.m. I need to get to bed, but I will see all of you guys when I wake up. I'm so excited for this Billund trip. I'm also gonna get a chance to meet up with my friend Rob in quite a while. I haven't seen him since one of our mutual friends' birthdays in New York like months ago in July, so it's been quite a while since we've gotten a chance to hang out in person. This is gonna be so much fun. It's his first trip to Billund, Denmark, so I cannot wait to see his reaction to stuff like the LEGO house and Legoland. He's never been to Legoland, actually. Yeah, I don't think he's ever been. So this is gonna be crazy. I cannot wait. Let's do this. I'm gonna hit the sheets and I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, good morning, everyone. It is currently 6:30 a.m. and I just realized I have to film a ton more reviews before I go. So I woke up and was like, I'm definitely forgetting something. And yes, I need to film my review of the Concorde, or at least finish filming it, aka hang it from the ceiling and get some ceiling shots there. I also came up with a really good idea to bring a standard red Kanohi How to have Christian Faber sign the front. That would be really cool. So I'm gonna literally put this in my pocket and carry it around for like a week before I get to meet him. So excited for that. And at this point, I'm really just doing last minute stuff. My goal is to have daily videos come out every single day forever. I mean, maybe not forever, but at least for the rest of the year. Right now, I have daily videos edited, scheduled, and planned going all the way up to around November 2nd. It's currently early September. I would like to be done with everything I need to do for the year. Aside from some LEGO Masters related videos, which obviously I have to film week to week as the episodes come out, I don't think I'll be able to do it all now, but I think I could. I have got like a few hours. My flight boards at like 12:30. I could probably really quickly blitz through like at least half a month's worth of videos, because for most of them, I just need to record intros and outros, and then I just need to actually record audio remotely, which I can do in Denmark. So I'm gonna go hang this from the ceiling. I have so much stuff to figure out last minute before this trip, but I can't wait. I'm so excited. Let's go. Now, this was such a cataclysmically large trip that honestly, I feel like it's not going to fit in one video, because not only did we get a chance to design our own set during this trip, but we also got a chance to attend LEGO Fan Media Days, completely independently, just out of pure coincidence we got a chance to attend. So I'm just going to try to focus on the LEGO Masters related stuff, and a lot of the really cool stuff we did during this trip is gonna get its own video, so don't worry. If you want to learn more about the time I met and interviewed Tommy Andresen, creator of Ninjago, our LEGO factory tour where we got to see some of the newest pieces being assembled, our chance to interview LEGO designers, and my chance to even touch the Wooden Woo minifigure, all of those are getting their own videos because there's a lot of stuff I'm making about this trip, and this video is really just intended to be more of a general video talking about our trip as a whole. Now, LEGO spared no expense when bringing us out, and I got a chance to fly all the way over in a sleeper cabin from Seattle all the way to Billund, which was really nice. I took a great nap on the plane itself, and I was so excited to start my trip and start my journey over to Amsterdam, because Amsterdam was actually the first layover on my trip to Billund. Unfortunately, there aren't actually any direct flights from my hometown of Seattle over to Billund, Denmark, so I did have to stay in Amsterdam for a few hours, but I did not mind that at all. First of all, I love cheese. I love all food, but I really love cheese, and I especially love cheese in Amsterdam, so of course, I had to pick that up, and even on the flight itself, I got a chance to enjoy some delicious food on the flight, and really just enjoy a great meal while I was actually doing some LEGO related work. The funny thing is, it was actually really quite an interesting time because this was all the way back in early September, but I was already editing videos to be published at around the time that this video comes out. You can see that I was doing my whole video schedule and I was planning all sorts of different fun videos to come out, and I even was editing a video that at the time that this video comes out might have not even come out yet, or maybe just came out, which was actually having our LEGO Masters at home mini competition being hosted. I spent like most of my flight editing that until I kind of gave up and then actually hired someone to edit the rest of it for me. So in case that video looks a little bit different, that's because while during my flight, I was like, this is way too much footage to sit through, and I decided to hire someone else. Now, going back to the trip itself, this was really nice. I'm still on the plane. I mean, this is still footage from the plane in Denmark. Crazy thing is, they literally served duck on the plane, so it was meant to be. I also got to enjoy some delicious steak and potatoes, a little bit of a small portion for my large-sized Duck Bricks belly here, but you know, it may do. But soon enough, it was time to go to sleep, and before I knew it, I woke up in Amsterdam. As we made our final descent into Amsterdam and I took some amazing photos of the sunrise as well as enjoyed a delicious breakfast meal, I was ready for the adventure to come, but honestly, I would have had no idea the craziness that this trip was about to be. This was honestly the trip of a lifetime, and I know I've said that, I will continue saying that over and over again because this trip was probably the greatest trip I will ever go on in my life. And I did not even know that going into Amsterdam. I mean, I knew it was going to be pretty good, but I had no idea what was about to hit me. Now, the great thing about Europe is that Europe has Europe-exclusive LEGO magazines, and at the Amsterdam airport, I made sure to stock up on all of these specialized LEGO magazines that we don't have here in the US, mostly featuring original LEGO themes with minifigures and some licensed LEGO themes as well, like Marvel and Star Wars, and of course, every time I go to Europe, I try to get as many copies of these magazines as I can, including this one, which had a really nice-looking metal tin showcasing 2 of the LEGO minifigures it included, some great details, and as always, it was really cool to be back in Europe and being able to acquire all of these. After braving the insane lines at the Amsterdam Amstel airport, I mean seriously, why is this one airport continuously insanely backed up? And no other airport in Europe has these problems really, it's just this one. I got a chance to finally relax in the lounge and, well, continue working on editing LEGO videos, where you can see I finally finished up some of the videos that I had scheduled for this time, and one of them was even uploading from the Amsterdam airport, so you can see just how early in advance I do try to work on videos, but it was really crazy. Yeah, I hosted LEGO Masters at Home. That was finished back in September, and I believe it just came out a couple of days ago. So pretty crazy how we were just working on videos, cranking them out. I think I even got some done, oh yeah, for 2025 February. So I was very productive on this brief stint of just waiting around in Amsterdam working on this. And the crazy thing is that this actually was before the show even started airing. So there was a lot more to come. I was so excited to actually be able to unveil these, Of course, had to grab some delicious cheese while I was in Amsterdam, but soon enough it was time to head on over to Billund, Denmark, of course, the main focus of the trip. Here is the skies above Billund, where you can see a lot of it is just farmland and Lego. Not much else to see in Billund if you're not going for literally Lego related reasons. I would not recommend going to Billund, Denmark unless you are going for Lego. There's not a lot to do there, but you know, beautiful countryside, absolutely gorgeous views. It was kind of drizzling a bit when I got there, which honestly reminded me of my hometown of Seattle, so that was really great. And as soon as I landed, I was greeted with a ton of fantastic Lego treats, including a massive Lego sculpture hanging above the ceiling in the Billund airport. At the airport itself, there were some Lego sets available for sale, which you can see right here, which was really cool to be able to see. And my first stop was Legoland Billund. Of course, driving into town, you have to hit Legoland Billund, and I would proceed to go back like 3 or 4 times, but I really just wanted to run in and explore for a little bit. I think most of that footage is coming in a different video, so we'll pass on that for now. But then, I immediately, after dropping off my bags at the hotel, went on over to Scarebeck Lego Fan Weekend, one of the largest Lego fan conventions in Europe, where I met up with my friend Jonathan, aka Mini Superheroes Today, and got to tour the convention. Of course, that is a whole separate video, so we'll be getting to that very, very soon. But one of the coolest things that we actually got to do as part of Fan Media Days was tour the Lego Idea House, Ole Kirk Christensen's original house, featuring some of the oldest Lego sets ever on display. I got a chance to go with Robert, as well as a ton of Lego influencers and Lego YouTubers, to really get the full-on Lego experience, which you can't even attend if you're a member of the general public. You basically can only access this by invite only, and it was really cool being able to see this. And this literally had nothing to do with LEGO Masters. Like, the whole LEGO Masters thing was happening the next week, and I had to pretend to everyone that I was literally just there for Fan Media Days. I don't think anybody suspected a thing. I was very, very careful. I did not mention LEGO Masters at all to pretty much anyone at the event, and they had literally no idea I was actually flown out by LEGO for LEGO Masters, which was kind of funny, but very, very cool to just be there for Fan Media Days, and then also do some LEGO Masters stuff afterwards. Of course, we all had to share a meal at the infamous Billund Pizza Steakhouse, which, if you look at the restaurant on my Belly ranking of, I believe I've ranked 300 different restaurants, I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty low. I wasn't a big fan of the food, however, I did order something pretty bizarre. So that was our first dinner in Denmark, you know, not the best, not the worst, could have been better for sure, but seems to be a classic amongst LEGO designers. Touring the LEGO house at night was really, really crazy. And of course, the first week was pretty much just all Fan Media Days stuff. So this entire week was Fan Media Days and going around antique stores in Denmark shopping for random, strange, vintage LEGO items, which, of course, that's a whole separate video. That was a crazy, crazy adventure in and of itself. But now I think it's time to move on to some of the actual LEGO Masters related things. Of course, this first week, we dined at the Mini Chef with my LEGO friends, explored Legoland, rode all of the rides, stocked up on obscenely large LEGO stuffed animals, enjoyed? I don't know if I'd say enjoyed. Had many more meals at the Billund Pizza Steakhouse. Oh my goodness, what were we doing? And of course, got a chance to meet a ton of LEGO designers during Fan Media Days, which is a LEGO event made to showcase a lot of the newest upcoming LEGO sets in their product portfolio, which I've been covering in detail over the course of this channel. And now, by that time, the week was pretty much over. We got a chance to do all sorts of crazy cool LEGO House, LEGO Idea House, Legoland, and LEGO Campus related activities, including going on an insane shopping spree, but we were just getting started. Because as we entered the end of the first week and the start of the second week, that's when the LEGO Masters business started really kicking into high gear. We started off with a meeting with some of our coordinators for LEGO Masters, which was really cool to be able to finally share a meal with them and meet in person together, and from there, we were off to the races. In the months leading up to this incredible visit to Billund, we actually got a chance to take a look at some of the prototype sketches, ideas, and models for our set, and this was it. This is where we were going to see the final version of what our model was going to look like. Our LEGO Masters inspired set had a massively crazy development process, and huge shout out to designers Samuel Johnson and Boone Langston, who basically took our original idea and turned it into a LEGO set of its own. They decided to transform the plane into a massive world map and include a tiny little version of the plane to go alongside the map as well to celebrate travel in a set. And while we had seen some sketches and prototype models on Zoom and on Teams over the course of the months leading up to this trip, this was the first time we would ever see it in person, and we were pumped. If you want to learn more about the design process of the set, I put out an entirely separate video pretty recently about how we dived into the design, all the different concept models, the iteration process, and ultimately how the set was made. But now let's get back to our trip in Billund. Of course, for the first couple of days that we were there in Billund, we actually got a chance to attend RLFM Days, which is completely unrelated to LEGO Masters, but was a chance for all of us to get a chance to see some early LEGO sets coming out the next year. This was something we did as part of the LEGO Ambassador Network and also provided the perfect cover as to why we were actually in Billund, Denmark. Thankfully, by some miracle, we were able to line up the trips to literally happen 1 week after another, and even some LEGO Master stuff on the same week, so to literally the rest of the world and to everybody else there, Robert and I were there for Fan Media Days and Scareback because we hadn't even really been showcased on LEGO Masters yet, and only we knew that this trip was secretly not just for Fan Media Days, but also for the entire LEGO Masters set design process as well. And so, after spending several days hanging out with my LEGO friends and getting a chance to not only see some early LEGO items, but also enjoy some LEGO conventions around the area and even go LEGO thrift store shopping, it was soon enough time to focus our attention on LEGO Masters. As everybody else went home, we just mentioned we were staying in Billund for a few extra days to hang out and enjoy the country while we were there, and nobody was the wiser. But before we get into that, one other really exciting thing was about to happen literally while we were in Denmark, and well, I'll let Past Duckbricks explain it to you.
Hey, so Duckbricks here. This is probably the most tired you're ever gonna see me on the channel, but I am doing some crazy stuff to be able to get enough sort of sleep to be able to watch LEGO Masters at 3 a.m. our time zone. This is LEGO Masters Season 4, Episode 1. So I've had work, so I've been literally, if I have a 30-minute break in between work meetings, I've been just coming over here to my bed and passing out. And I'm so exhausted that the second I sit down on my bed, it's like, I'm out. So now, gosh, I don't know what time it is. I have a meeting coming up with Microsoft in a minute. Once that's done, I'll have like a couple hours before 2:30 a.m. here. Something like that, maybe like an hour and a half. But at 2:30 a.m., I've set my alarm and Robert's coming over because we're going to watch Season 4, Episode 1, which airs at 3 a.m. Hopefully 30 minutes is going to be enough time to figure out how to make this work. And you can't probably tell right now because I'm so busted, but I am genuinely so excited. I did not get really any sleep the prior night, and I got like 3 hours of sleep the night before because I was working and also trying to do a ton of stuff at the same time as doing Fan Media Days, which is really the only reason why I was able to come. So I've not been getting a lot of sleep, so I'm really tired, but we're gonna power through and make it work. So my apologies if you're going back. I mean, obviously this video isn't coming out for a while, but if you're going back and watching the reaction to Episode 1, and I'm just sitting there looking like a zombie, like, whoa, something happened. But yeah, this is why. So thanks all, and let's fast forward to that. Oh.
It may not have been clear from that video, but I was about to go into probably one of the most exciting days on this trip, because Robert and I woke up bright and early to watch LEGO Masters, but later on, for breakfast, we got to meet co-creator of Ninjago, Tommy Anderson. He's a guy I talked about at the beginning of this video, being incredibly hyped to meet him and have him sign some LEGO-related items that I had brought with me, and we had an awesome conversation. I actually got a chance to interview him for this channel, which you can check out on the channel. I think the interview came out months ago, so it actually should already be published, and big thank you to Tommy for being so hospitable and willing to meet with us and answer my questions about all things LEGO Ninjago, Nexo Knights, Chima, Dreams, you name it. It was an awesome conversation. After that, Robert and I got a chance to check out an indoor amusement park, which was kind of one of the only other things to do in Billund, Denmark, but we were there on very serious business because, you see, we had accumulated quite a lot of Lego on our trip and I needed to buy an extra bag. So this was a trip out of desperation, but on the way to buying an extra bag, we managed to discover some vintage or older style Lego Frog Rush games sets at the official Lego store there, which was very surreal, seeing those just next to all of the different items. Let's jump over to that moment right now. So we're at Lalandia. This is kind of a cross between a mall and a theme park. It reminds me of a lot of places I've been to in Dubai. But they have a toy store here, a Lego shop, and the oldest item here, aside from what I'm about to show you, are probably some random Eternal sets. Like, that was okay a couple of years ago. But then I turned the corner, and thanks to a tip from JollyTime24, we have these. These are, I believe, might have been European exclusives from 2011 or 2012. Yeah, 2011. The Frog Rush game. And what's the best part is, this is 100 krone, so that means that these cost around 14 US dollars, which is absolutely nuts. I'm definitely gonna get one because I did not own this Lego game set yet, and it's the Frog one. But before we knew it, it was time to head on over to the LEGO Campus. Home of all LEGO employees located in Billund, Denmark, the LEGO Campus is a pretty new building that serves as HQ for all things LEGO in Denmark. And it was super cool because we got a chance to do a behind the scenes tour, see even more places of the campus that we didn't even get to see as part of Fan Media Days, as we actually embarked on a project of filming some promotional material for our LEGO Masters set, which is coming up very soon, and I believe that some of these videos may be shown at upcoming events. Stay tuned for that. But of course, going inside the LEGO campus, I thought it was really interesting seeing that they literally had a room dedicated to like a fake LEGO store. It was almost like an uncanny sort of thing where it was designed to be the exact look and feel of a LEGO store, but just in this LEGO campus building with no actual products on shelves. I thought it was a really cool thing because they mentioned that this was used for like a retail test space. They could see boxes and sizing to fit them inside LEGO stores and see what it might be like to have actual products on display in the stores, which is a really cool concept for the LEGO campus. Of course, this wasn't the main focus though, because really the reason why we were in this very secluded room is that we were ushered away to a top secret part of the LEGO campus to film some promotional material for our new upcoming LEGO Masters set, which I previously revealed just a couple of days ago, Family Travel Moments. We were sent over to this really nice filming stage and room where basically we could see some other travel related LEGO sets behind us. There was a giant brick-built LEGO mural on the wall, which was super cool, that was literally made up of minifigures, all utilizing interesting non-printed helmets and hat pieces. And before we knew it, it was ready to get started to film. So basically this was the very first time we were about to see the final version of our LEGO set. We had of course seen prototypes, we knew what it kinda was going to look like, but one, those were all just for a couple of minutes over Zoom. We never really got a chance to get hands-on with our model, and we still hadn't even seen the finalized version of the set. Now, these exact clips are obviously going to be shown throughout LEGO-specific videos. I do not know exactly when those are coming out, but definitely stay tuned because I do think they're going to be coming out at some point soon. But of course, while waiting to film, I had to leave my mark with the Duckbricks logo on the walls. As we were seated in the chairs, the funniest thing happened because the designers wheeled out our set in a box that, for whatever inexplicable reason, had quote-unquote Bionicle's story written on the side of the box. And if you know me, you know I'm a big fan of Bionicle. I got very, very excited there for a second until they basically said, oh, sorry, yeah, we just grabbed like a random old box that wasn't being used. I think this one's from like 2016. So no, Bionicle's not back. We just grabbed a random box we had lying around. So I thought that was really funny. But before I could dwell on that, they actually unveiled our official LEGO set from the box, which was super cool because not only did we get a chance to interact with the finalized version of the build, but we also got a chance to see a ton of prototypes for the set. Of course, these are all prototypes that we had more or less seen online, but it was one thing seeing images and some like blurry videos of them, and another thing entirely to actually get hands-on with these models to play around with them. I actually really loved this miniature jumbo jet. I kind of want to rebuild this myself, so I managed managed to take a ton of photos of it in case I wanted to build my own version of the prototypes of this set. And of course, we also got a chance to get hands-on with the prototype copies of our actual LEGO models, which was again so surreal to see the set finally be unveiled. I'll be sharing a lot more in-depth thoughts on the set itself and what I think about it in a future review coming up past August 1st, which is when the set actually gets released. But just to name a couple of things that really stood out to me, this really nice opalescent satin transparent 2x4 brick is hidden somewhere in the model, and seeing that was amazing. But what was even cooler to me was for the first time encountering the 1x2 slope element, which is actually new for this year in 2024. This was before I had seen any images of the set, obviously, or any set at all that came out in 2024 that actually had that piece. So that was mind-blowing to me as a piece that I personally had been really wanting to get for basically years. Of course, after that crazy day of filming, we had to quickly leave the LEGO campus after doing some last-minute shopping because Rob and I were actually headed to Legoland Germany. That's right, we wrapped up at around 6 p.m. and took the first train out of Billund, literally traveled by train through the night until we got to South Germany. It was a night-long transit, but of course we had to visit Legoland Germany for the sole purpose of visiting their insane pick-a-brick selection, which is basically a separate video to itself. The next day, we came on back and got a chance to actually tour the LEGO factory, which I also put out a video on earlier this year, which was very surreal getting a chance to see LEGO bricks being made. I also got a little sneak peek at some new and exclusive elements that we're releasing at the beginning of the year, so that was very interesting to see that. But overall, the LEGO factory tour was another really incredible part of our whole grand tour of Billund as part of the LEGO Masters winning celebration, and I'm incredibly grateful to the entire team for actually making this a reality, because I never in a million years would have imagined I would actually get a chance to tour the legitimate LEGO factory in Billund, Denmark. If you want to see all the footage and everything there is to see about the LEGO factory itself, I highly recommend you check out that video I posted back in January. I had an absolute blast making it, and it was a really fun video to put out because there hasn't really ever been a full in-depth video of the LEGO factory until then. So I'm really happy we were able to make that happen. Of course, going straight from the factory, I headed back to my hotel as I prepared to figure out how on earth to ship all of my LEGO home, because this was a pretty crazy endeavor. Now, I'd managed to box up most of the items, but still, it was kind of insane the amount of LEGO I managed to pick up on this trip, and I had been faced with quite an insurmountable problem to ship everything home. Thankfully, the folks on the LEGO Masters crew were able to help out and ship 4 to 5 boxes, and I absolutely took advantage of that. They said they'd ship 4 to 5 individual sets, so I picked the 5 biggest ones and a giant parrot and threw them in together, but for the rest, I was basically on my own. And so that's an entirely different story that probably deserves its own separate video, but after we figured out how to pack and ship everything, we took our LEGO branded bicycles and went on over to Billund for the next day of activities. Currently biking onwards to the LEGO house. We got Rob behind me. Let's go. So excited. We're gonna get a quick lunch. Let's do it.
All right, Rob. What are we eating?
We're eating the meats.
The meats.
The meats.
That's it. These are the meats.
Correct. Absolutely.
All right. What are you getting? What are you getting?
I want to get all of the Venators.
Bruh, my guy. If they have one Venator left, it's mine.
Nah.
bruh. Come on. Let me cut. Oh
Yeah, okay. We have the piment puree in the bottom with some nuts in. We have tortellini also with the ricotta, grilled lobster, and a good soup.
That was just a sneak peek of the absolutely delicious Billund Gastropub, easily my favorite restaurant and the one that we ate at most frequently during our nearly 2.5-week stay in Denmark. But, of course, we just had to have a quick lunch because the day was about to be packed. Okay, biking may have been a mistake. It is now raining quite hard. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but I'm pedaling as fast as I can to get back to the hotel. I don't even see Robert behind me. Good luck, Robert. We made it. Or when I say we, I mean I made it. Robert's somewhere out there. I'll see him later, I guess. Whew. Let's go inside and prepare. Yeah, I should find out where Robert went. Back at the hotel, after filming some video content, I had to figure out how on earth to pack every LEGO set up in a box, and we actually were able to pull it off. Several boxes later, I fit every single item I had purchased in, and a few of them got packed into my suitcases and other boxes as well, but I was actually pretty proud of myself. The next day though, we headed out bright and early to not only visit the LEGO campus again, but also go to Legoland Billund. And so, after we swung by the LEGO campus for some quick visits as well as some final LEGO Masters filming items, we got a chance to head on over to Legoland Billund, which again, we covered in great detail on a separate vlog. It was quite a fun time, quite an interesting time. It was absolutely one of the Legolands of all time, I will say that. But, of course, if you want to check out that video, I've already posted the Legoland Billund vlog adventure with myself and Robert, which of course was a ton of fun. Check out these Lego-shaped fries. Those were very, very cool. And after Legoland Billund, we headed on over to our next activity. Before this trip, the incredible LEGO Masters team essentially asked me to send them a wish list of stuff I wanted to do and people I wanted to meet. And while of course I replied back with a gigantic document that not every single item was met, I was genuinely incredibly surprised at how much I actually was able to do. Again, huge shout out to the amazing team for making this trip one of the most special in my life, because not only did I get to meet some incredibly legendary LEGO set designers, such as some folks work on the Ninjago team, but I also got to meet Simon Lucas, one of the producers of the LEGO Ninjago movie, who let me hold the elusive wooden Woo in my hands. Probably one of the rarest LEGO items ever. Never in a million years would I have imagined I'd actually be holding this in my hand, and of course, that got a video to itself, so you can check out that separate video on its own. But having lunch with some of these incredibly amazing folks I had read about online but never actually got to interact with was super cool, and before I knew it, by sheer coincidence, the Billund Gastropub was also happened to be hosting a LEGO Masters get-together where judges and hosts and builders of different LEGO Masters competitions from around the world just happened to be congregating for their own separate ceremony there, so that was very, very interesting to meet and hear about the worldwide LEGO Masters stuff to do. And after spending an amazing night getting a chance to meet some incredible folks working on the LEGO Masters shows around the world, I walked on back to my hotel and got ready for the next day. After being given a private guided tour of the LEGO house, which, surprise surprise, we have also documented in a separate video, we also got a chance to visit one of the most special locations in all of Denmark, and one of the most secretive as well, which of course was the LEGO Innovation House. So what is the LEGO Innovation House? This is the place where brand new LEGO sets are designed. They could be designing sets from 2024, 25, 26, even 27. Designers creating and ideating builds and ideas that might not be turned into sets for years, but that is where all of the magic happens. Obviously, we did not have clearance to go that deep inside the Innovation House itself. Basically, what we got to do was enter the lobby, where thankfully we were able to take some photos with some designers we happen to know and run into, as well as just go into one separate conference room inside, but it was still a very surreal experience actually going inside this absolutely legendary and fabled building. Inside the Innovation House, what did we do? Well, none other than actually build our LEGO set for the first time, putting the bricks together. Obviously, we had seen the finalized version of the build in the previous filming sessions that we had done in LEGO Campus, but it was a completely different experience actually having the chance to sit down and put the bricks together, which was absolutely unbelievable, and we had an absolute blast sitting down with the legendary Boone, who of course again was on LEGO Masters Season 1, and building our LEGO set together. So that was a ton of fun and definitely one of the most memorable experiences of the entire trip. But sadly, before we knew it, that was actually our final day in Denmark. So after saying goodbyes to some other LEGO designers we ran into, we had the massive task to actually ship back just some of the final things. So I managed to ship back like 4 more boxes worth of LEGO, pack the rest of my suitcases up, and Rob and I headed to the airport with one of the most memorable and legendary trips that I personally have ever taken under our belt. I want to take this time to once again say a huge thank you to everybody involved with making this trip a reality, from the incredible team working on the LEGO Masters production side of things, to the amazing set designers, to every single person that we met and interacted with and had a meal with. This was honestly the dream of a lifetime. And obviously, this is just one of many videos I got a chance to put out about this incredible trip. I didn't even get to talk about Fan Media Days in this video because that was, well, probably a dozen other separate videos on its own. I cannot wait to repeat this trip again this year, where yes, I will be going back to Billund, maybe not quite in the same capacity as this, but I will be going back for Fan Media Days. But until then, thank you for watching, and let's see a quick look at that haul. Okay, so now that this crazy Denmark experience is about to wrap up, this is the majority of my haul, but for the most part, this is pretty much just everything that I was able to get over the course of these past week and a half, I would say. I will be doing a full detailed haul on a specialized video. For instance, for all the Scarebeck stuff, I'm going to include that haul in the Scarebeck video. For all the LEGO store, I'm going to make a separate haul video for just that. So what I really wanted to do was segment this haul into multiple different sections so I could be able to actually talk about each one. However, I just kind of wanted to showcase everything right now at the end of this Denmark experience video as just kind of saying, yeah, wish me luck packing. I mean, by the time this video comes out, I definitely will be home safe, and you will know whether or not I was actually able to get these back home safe or not. So yeah, we'll see what I end up doing. Alright, and with that, we have summed up our entire experience going to Billund, Denmark. What did you think, man?
Oh my god, first of all, I haven't been to Denmark before. This was actually my first time, and what a first time it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
So, what an incredible trip. Again, thank you so much to LEGO, to Fox, to LEGO Masters for making this a reality. I cannot wait for our set to hit store shelves. But until then, definitely stay tuned to Duckbricks for all of the updates about our brand new LEGO set. This was such a crazy experience. And thank you again to LEGO for making, honestly, my dreams come true, and I think yours as well.
Absolutely.
I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.
Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and in this video, we're taking a look at my Copenhagen trip, but not from 2024, from 2023. Yes, I found some footage from last year that I never published, and because I make sure I post a video every other day here on the channel, well, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at it now. So, let's roll the footage.